All righty, what is going on, ladies and gents? Welcome back to the channel for another market update. Hope everybody is having a lovely day. And with that being said, let's dive into the TA. All right, guys, we're going to make this one a quick one. We're going to go over the indices here. We're going to go over the Mag 7 stocks, and then I think I got some banging setups for you to take a look at going into tomorrow and next week at the end of the video. All right, got quite a bit for you. All right, get after it. Solid close today over here in SPY QQ. It didn't look all that great on the day over here. I'm not gonna deny. Definitely showing the weakness. Almost back down to the lows in after hours here. But I'm just gonna say SPY closed out really strong today. DIA closed out strong today. It's pushing up in the after hours. IWM closed out strong today. You had this dip over here back to 226.14. This is where you broke out from. It was your key level we were paying attention to. What was today's low? 226.17. Okay, guys, if you struggle putting these levels onto your charts to get these reactions, all right, to trade, you have to have accurate reactions. Okay, just steal my levels. I'm here for you 5 days a week, right here in these YouTube videos. I just ask you to leave a like on these videos. That's all I ask for. But I do try and help as much as possible here. So yeah, let's get after the levels over here. We'll start off with QQQ. On the downside, guys, we have today's low, 577.91. Under there, 576.80, 574.63, 572.49, and 567.76. As long as we're above the daily 21 EMA, we're going to anticipate that these dips are going to be bought. We're looking for 585 to 593. Probably still going to be the case. Like I said, IWM's not looking bad. DA is not looking bad. SPY's not looking bad. I'm going to point out that, pretty much all these Mag 7 stocks, 5 out of 7 of them, they're really not looking all that bad. They look like they want to continue. And then, yeah, I do think we have a lot of setups here for further upside. And that's probably going to, have the market move into the upside. All right. And then on the upside over here on QQQ, we're literally just going to watch today's high at 581.88. And then we have the all-time high at 583.32. Then we have 585 and 590. Coming over here to SPY. Going to show you guys 4-hour, guys. SPY clear as they had the strength over here. QQQ did not. Nasdaq was not the one with strength today, but you are consolidating in a bullish manner here, and you're trying to break up from it into end of day. It really doesn't look all that bad, but yeah, you come over here to the daily time frame, and we can see, guys, you almost got back up to yesterday's highs. You had a nice close to the day. You didn't close out right at the highs. You didn't have a bullish engulfing candlestick. You just avoided engulfing the very, very narrow body of yesterday's candlestick. But it does look like we are going to be pushing up the highs. I don't think anybody's going to disagree with me there. But yeah, I'm just going to show you in this video what I'm thinking over here. Okay. VIX did end up starting to bounce over here, guys, and I personally think this is just a dead cat bounce. I think we're going to get the 4-hour RSI oversold. Right now, it's not oversold. We are seeing VIX perk up here. We did have PPI. That's very important, guys. I don't think the market's reacting right now, but I do think maybe we hit it up for one more pump, and then the market might react for a little bit, and we can trade flat for a few weeks or something like that. Get some decent volatility going. But, PPI, guys, it really was the worst reading we've seen since 2022, if I'm remembering correctly. Maybe early 2023, but I'm pretty sure just 2022 when the market was flipping shit about the, inflation data just continue coming out miss after miss. Just it would not come down for a little while. I'm pretty sure we haven't seen a miss like we saw today since then. And yeah, that's pretty meaningful. Now, does the market react here in the short term? No, it doesn't look like it's reacting all that much. Yes, you had the gap down, but you pretty much recovered the whole move there. And SPY closed out green on the day by 0.01%. QQ only down 0.08%. Really not all that bad. The market did not react as much as you would think. I do think it is probably going to be, forgetting about it and then remembering it maybe 1 to 2 weeks down the line. So we'll talk about that in the weekly update. That's going to be coming out tomorrow after the close or Saturday early morning. So stay tuned for that. Again, if you're new to the channel, I do give you guys everything you need to make money in these markets here in these videos. I just ask that you do leave a like. It is how I get these videos out to more people and how we can grow our channel here on YouTube. And that really is the only request. It does mean a lot. All right, but yeah, that's VIX over here, guys. I think it's just a dead cat bounce before we return back down to these lows, and if that's going to be the case, then indices are going to rise. Obviously, IW and DAA, especially DAA, it's really not looking all that bad. It is looking like it wants to push up the all-time highs here. And like I pointed out in yesterday's video, this is an immaculate setup. And, you know, I don't trade DIA, but I'm probably going to be trading DIA for this move. It's looking pretty sick. Okay, pretty sick over here. But let's go over the levels over here in SPY, guys. We did have the bull flag looking, you know, set up over here on the smaller time frames to close out the day. Maybe that does see a move up overnight. I will just point out red, green, red, green, red, green, red, green, red, green. That's what was that, 6 pairs at this point? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pairs. I think we might have a 6th, you know, over the next few sessions here. And the only way we get a red bar and continue higher, which would make sense here, is if we hit it with the gap up and go a little bit higher, but then hit it with the intraday fade and close underneath the opening price tomorrow. Okay, so if that streak, okay, this 2 candle pair streak is going to continue. On accurate, 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah, so 5. If that's going to continue, and that's how that's going to go. Because, you know, no matter what, we are looking for this, you know, today's close, we're looking for it to bring you up higher. I do think that's what things are suggesting here. But yeah, let's go over the levels, then I'll cover the Mag 7 stocks. On the upside, we have today's high 645.54 and then 646.19. Above there, we're talking 648 and then 650, guys. On the downside, we're just watching today's low, 642.34. Underneath there, 639.85. All right, that is SPY. Weekly candle does not look bad at all. Again, QQQ was showing the weakness here, and it's definitely not. It's not looking as pretty as SPY. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. But at the end of the day, we are still looking for 585, and I do think that is going to be accomplished here before a decent correction. I'm not saying a decent correction is even coming. I meant what I said in yesterday's video, guys. People are going to be in for a very rude awakening when this thing just decides not to pull back, and it's going to be a thing. I don't know why this thing wants to, you know, like out on us like that. But there we go. We're back, baby. We're back. Coming back over here. All right, you know, moving forward, we're going on to the Mag 7 stocks. Over here, guys, Amazon. It's looking like a monster, guys. We talked about it yesterday. Above 226.22, could be getting up above 230 pretty quick there. You did get up to 229.29 and then 231.40. That was what I was really looking for up here. I think this thing is going to head back up to all-time highs. That's that. This was the one showing crazy relative strength today. This is the one that I think it's going to probably have a big move over the next 1 to 2 weeks here. Back up through highs, and maybe we can see 250 plus. That's Amazon. Coming over here to Meta, guys. It's not looking all that bad, but I don't know if it's going to be getting this move up above 800 this week. It is going to need a decent day tomorrow, and maybe it does get it. If we get the gap up overnight there on QQ and SPY specifically to, you know, make that daily candle chart look make sense after today's close, then yeah, you know, that means Meta is probably going to be gapping up. It's just the question is, does it break above 795.46? It can close the weekly candle as long as it's above 78475. That's a good thing. It's probably still going to be continuing higher next week, but as of right now, we're still in this consolidation. We got to work our way through it. So that's the game plan over here on Meta. We're still looking for higher prices, but yeah, it's consolidating. You can't really do nothing about it. NVIDIA over here, also still just consolidating in a bullish manner, might I add. You have not changed anything. All right, you did sweep the low yesterday, the previous day's low, and today you open up right around there, and guess what? You got bought up. It still looks like this thing wants to get above 184.12 here in the short term, and start pushing up for that next leg. Probably go for 190. And you know, these are just bullish things that are. They're just going to mean the market's going up, guys. That's all it is. We know the market's probably going up with how the indices are set up, with what VIX did today, and you know, that is that's our bias right now anyway. Up until 585, at least on QQ, that's the stat. That's what we're looking for. We didn't even get the 1% move over there in NQ, guys. We didn't. You know, this is look for yourself. 0.94%. Even over here on your failed breakout move, which I don't think we got the setup right now for a failed breakout. But we did have really hot data this morning, so that's like kind of shit. Pardon my French, but it just is what it is. It's literally the same thing that caused the panic over there in the 2022 market we had. And but I'm gonna remind everyone. All right, I'm gonna remind everyone. Come over here. Come over here. We're gonna come over SPY weekly time frame. All right, I'm going to point out this was your 2022 bear market when everyone thought the world was ending, and there was that. Guess what? We just had a 21.4% correction. We corrected most of this move. All right, we corrected most of this move, and now we broke out to the highs. Happened a lot quicker than that. Probably going to be something like the COVID, move over here when you did that. What I'm trying to get at is we had a massive correction there, quote unquote, a bear market, heavier than 20% off the highs. And yeah, the weekly RSI has not gotten up to overbought territory yet, and we have a breakout. We had a consolidation, push up, correction, very sharp correction there. Within 2 sessions, fell like what, 3.5%. All right, yeah, almost there, almost 3.3%, and then we got bought back up. At some point, this is going to just keep going until it is overbought, and guess what? That means over the coming months that keeps going up. So just expect that that's the case. You're going to have a good time, but we did have the hot data this morning. I am anticipating we continue higher though. But yeah, NVDA looking good, Meta not looking bad, Amazon looking good, Google over here looking good. You ended up seeing just like Amazon get some relative strength going on today. But I will say Amazon is definitely leading the way right now with the Mag 7 stocks after 2 days move. If you can take out 205.43 over here on Google, at that point, you're probably pushing straight up to all-time highs at 208.70, guys. Please, if you are, in over here with me, okay, before an actual breakout happened, guess what? We're planning on selling 210, 215. That's the target. All right. So, yeah, but also don't be stupid and take the profits. It's money. It'll go away if you don't take it. It's how that goes. There you go. All right, but that's good. It's also looking good. Apple, we know these dips are going to keep getting bought. It's looking good. Tesla, all right. Now, Tesla and Microsoft really are the only ones right now that I'm saying they can still go either way, but Tesla also looks good. Elon Musk today put out a message. Oh, my bad. I didn't know I had the... There we go. Elon Musk put out a tweet on Twitter and on X. He put out an Xer. I don't know what we're gonna call that. But either way, he put out a tweet and he was warning the bears on Tesla, the shorts on Tesla, that if they do not close their positions before full autonomy is reached, then they're gonna lose their asses. Pretty much, that's what he was getting at. Yeah, he probably is. He's feeling pretty confident about something they got around the corner here. I'm telling you right now, we started breaking above 338 this week. That was the last lower high here. That's a change of character. We pointed out when it happened here, and then we also pointed out that on this day right here, you took out that low. Guess what? During the trending moves, it doesn't take out the daily lows. It does that when it's consolidating. So we told you not to be faked out. But I am definitely interested over here, and I'm planning on taking this. But I have no intention on being faked out by Tesla over here, okay? But I'm watching this guy. It's going to be on the prowl. I think it's going to be in the upward direction, especially with what was going on with Elon's tweet there today. Okay, so that's Tesla above 348.98. We have 357.54, 367.71, and then 400s on deck. Underneath today's low at 330.40. You're looking for you're looking to hold the daily 21 EMA. If you can't hold the daily 21 EMA, it's kind of clipped. And yeah, that's why I don't want to get faked out right here. I just want to keep cool, calm, collected, and we're gonna see if this thing wants to start pushing back up the highs. But yeah, if it does break through 348.98, I think it's just going to start pushing towards 370s and 400s. But yeah, that's Tesla. Microsoft, it go either way, just like Tesla right now. We don't know, but it's probably going to be up if the market's moving up. Regardless, it's not something I would be taking. So if you didn't notice, Microsoft and Tesla, those are the 2 out of 7 Mag 7 stocks that aren't looking good for upside in the short term. Tesla can, but it needs to prove itself. Microsoft, I really would just avoid this ticker. That's about it. Those are the Mag 7 stocks. We have SPY looking how it did today. We have DAA doing this. It's even moving up in the after hours, but it just looks like it's getting up to new all-time highs here in the short term. Maybe as soon as this week, maybe tomorrow. And if not tomorrow, probably, next week that happens, and maybe we go 455, okay? 919, 829, 455C. We'll go 100%, I think, if I'm remembering what I looked at not too long ago, on a 5-point move. So that is the trade idea over here for DIA. And yeah, let me know if you're trading it. Let me know. All right, guys. Now for some trade ideas into the end of the week. What is moving over here? What can we have these couple 100%ers over here on into the end of the week as well as next week. I got some bangers on deck for us. Let's go over them. Netflix over here, guys. This weekly candle small. We're looking for it to expand. All right. Today's close, 12:30. Guess what? 3.6. The smallest weekly candle, the second week after that, first green week off the week of 21. The smallest one I could find is 3.86%. Okay. So if we're going to take it off the low here, that's bringing us to a whopping, about today's high. Actually, we are almost there. Not today's high, but a little bit above, guys. We're talking 1250. All right. So we're looking for at least a move back up past there. And if you do that, I'm just going to point out, I think this thing is immaculate. Maybe it doesn't move crazy tomorrow, but I think a 4 to 5% move. I think we're about to have this action and, we're going to make it back. Okay. Regardless, got another 200% over here out of, Netflix on the day. And I'm thinking 919, 829, 822. I'm taking off 822 and 829. Tomorrow 829s are already up 100%. And honestly, guys, I really do think this thing's about to rip freaking faces. And I hope you didn't lose faith in the focus of the week over here, guys. Netflix was the focus. This is the money printer. All right, in the short term, over the next 1 to 2 weeks, coming into the week, that's what we're expecting. We're still expecting 1300 by next Friday. All right, I think this thing might be about to make some big boy moves over the coming trading sessions. And I do want to point out, break and retest off the 21 EMA. You have this range. You're starting to move up towards the top of the range. It wants to move, guys. Daily RSI has room to move. 4-hour chart looks good. Okay, take out today's high, 1244. It's probably going to go 1262 tomorrow. If that becomes the case. Regardless, I'm looking for these 3 to 5% days to start popping up here. You can see over here. All right. This was the daily cloud flipping. Take that off. Take that off. This is the daily cloud flipping back to green. All right. You definitely have a setup right now that calls for over the next 1 to 2 weeks, $1,300. All right. But this is just on the daily cloud flipping green over here. Guess what? You get these pops. Okay. And then you start your trending moves. Sometimes you don't. But guess what? It's not like this. We don't have a setup like that right now. We have a very sexy weekly chart right now. All right. We're looking for that actual trending move to start up. And I think the fact that we did find buyers, we got up above yesterday's bearish engulfing candlestick high here. Yeah, I think we're about to see some further upside. Okay. But just take a look, guys, at all of these flips there. This is what honestly brings a pretty decent sized move pretty quick. All right. This is, from here, we're just going to say this high in the day across up to here. There's that. But, realize you have consolidation going on here. All right. We have consolidation of like 3.5%, 3.6% going on this week. So that's just like this range right here. So we're going to just take the range high. This could start tomorrow, guys. Okay. That's 2% above that range high on the first day of the breakout. That could happen tomorrow and we get a 2% day. And guess what? That's, 25, 30 points later here for Netflix. But yeah, what happens next, guys? Oh, week and a half you got right there. 70 freaking points, 11% move, guys. Give me that 11%. We're back up at all-time highs. Regardless, you just flipped and you can just keep going back. That is a common theme. And honestly, you could take it to the bank on most tickers here. You could just use this indicator here. It's the EMA cloud. You could use it right here. All right. It's called EMA cloud 150, 250. Okay, these are my settings. Pause the video. You can take them. You can steal them. There you go. 5921. Make that opacity 100%. Make that opacity 100%. Red, white, and capiche. You're all good. Okay, but it is something that's easy on the eyes over here, and it makes it real simple, just so you don't fake yourself out. Okay, maybe you're really excited about this Netflix trade, and you're like, when is it gonna freaking move? Just be patient. Okay, just be patient. It's probably going to start up. You had increasing volume on the day after a bearish engulfing candlestick. That's the most bearish thing you possibly could have gotten yesterday. They had the chance to take you under 1201.93, make a new low in the week. They didn't. They bought you right back up. So Netflix, already been a banger. Honestly, pulled out a couple, 100, 200% gainers already on Netflix on this move. But I'm just going to say, yeah, tomorrow, guys, I think we're going to have the chance to play 0DTs for a 5 to 10xer over here. Yeah, I'm going to wait patiently for that setup. I'm going to address this in the morning, and we'll see if we get it. Regardless, if we get the move tomorrow, I'm personally taking off the short dated contracts, letting 919, 1300 Cs ride, and yeah, I still do think we're getting up there. And I think if we get up to $1,300, either it's not going to happen tomorrow. It's not, with how slow this has moved this week. But that means the big move happens tomorrow, so we can, or not tomorrow, next week, so we can, set our expectations for that. Doesn't mean you put on any risky bets or nothing like that. You had a chance to do so at much lower prices. I've been calling out this since this day right here. So you had chances to buy lower prices. Don't mess yourself up, okay? But real talk, this thing's probably about to start popping off, and 0DTs are very, very comfortably priced there. And I think 5 to 10xer is possible tomorrow. Regardless, short data contracts about to go crazy if you get a 3 to 5% day going, and maybe you get a few of them going into next Friday. MCD about to pop. All right, about to pop again. Weekly cloud over here. We're just referring to the cloud. You just look back, all right? Every time you get this over the coming weeks, you do end up seeing that trending move start up. Dips are buying opportunities. If we see them, buy them. No financial advice, but, I'm just pointing out, if you did that in the past, you've had a good time, okay? When this thing starts going green, it went green, on, it looks like this week, but maybe that week. Either way, you kept going up. You got these big moves when they flip back to green, okay? That's all I'm getting at, all right? You did it over here. Guess what? Dips were bought over the coming weeks, and then you had your big move. You did it over here, okay? Guess what? You had your big move. You did it over here. Guess what? You had your big move. So it's something that I'm putting on our radar. I also gave you off of the bottom right over here when you had the daily bullish divergence right here, and then I gave it to you off of this level right here. All right, 290-210. That was the level I gave it to, and the chart looked a little like that. Okay, and boom, you went straight up the target there. Okay, well now, and I also gave it to you over here in this consolidation as well. So don't forget it. Don't forget it. But now's the third time. Okay, and now I think the actual big move is coming over here, and I like the 919 315C. They go 80 to 85 to 90% on a 5-point move. All right, get a 10-point move. They will be moving more. I think we probably do have a 10-point move maybe coming next week, but over the 2 weeks, that's the anticipation over here on MCD. GS guys, Goldman Sachs. Big breakout week here. Big break and retest the last 2 days over here above 748.91. We're talking 760 plus. I do think this is going 770, 780 here in the short term over the next 1 to 2 weeks. So that is the target on GS. MU started shaping up nicely today. All right, got the dip bought. Now you have this 4-day range, guys. What happens when you break above 129.85? This thing fucking explodes. That's that. Get ready. You have a chance to get in early if you'd like. That's the riskier entry, or you can wait for, you wait until this thing breaks out, and then it's moving. And we can see in the past when it does this, all right, it likes to go for its rippers, okay? So buy some time. If you're trading options, buy some time. Let the trade work itself out, okay? But yeah, above 130 brings 140 plus. I think the daily chart is setting up here for a decent sized breakout. MU. We talked about it yesterday, guys. We said there was not a single other Bitcoin stock right now, Bitcoin stock or miner right now that's really moving well with Bitcoin on that move to all-time highs. What happens today after we point that out, guys? I was telling you, I don't trust it. I don't think it's time to trade these stocks right now. I don't. Guess what? The thing fell flat on its face, minus 5 to 6K on the day. Holy shit. There you go. But come over here to HUT, guys. What happened to the one stock I told you that was clearly showing strength against all others? I actually also pointed out IRIN the past, few weeks here. This is also the one showing strength. And guess what? It also showed some big strength today. It got a nice big day. Almost 10%. No, yeah, 10% at the highs there. But yeah, HUT as well. Also just about 10% the highs. 12% at the highs. I think this thing is probably going to get moving and grooving back to highs, guys. I think 30 plus over here on HUT is within reach, and I think this is the launch pad for that move. So that is HUT. That is IRIN. I like both of them, but HUT specifically, I think this is if you're going to try and trade, what's moving with Bitcoin, you're just going to be using HUT, because it has its own strength without Bitcoin. What happens when Bitcoin actually starts recovering? This thing has more strength. That's how relative strength works. Okay, APLD, guys. All right, I'm just going to say, I don't know if this thing is going to make the breakout tomorrow. It did start catching a bid here into end of day. I don't think the 4-hour chart looks all that bad. I really don't. I think this thing it's got a shot. Okay, it's got a shot to do it into end of week. But if you close out the weekly candle like this, I don't know if they're going to send it next week. I really don't. So it might happen tomorrow if they're going to do it. I'm just letting you guys know. There will be that. If not, maybe you get another week of consolidation just to really shape things up a little bit more before the move. But yeah, put it on the radar over here, guys. If you start, just set your alerts, guys. 1550. If it gets hit, it's probably going. If it takes out 1585, don't expect it to be a fake out move. Expect that to take it out. And yeah, we're talking 1718 real quick. APLD, INTC, guys. I talked about it the other day. I actually took off my lottos yesterday, so I'm disappointed. But I had 23C for 15 cents. It was either 13 or 15 cents. I forgot now, but I took them off yesterday, and dude, they would have went like 10x. It is what it is. That was the whole idea there. Maybe this thing, because it had news coming in. That's why I ended up getting. I think it was on that day right there. But yeah, you know, that thing ended up exploding. It's probably going to continue exploding, guys. The government is getting involved in the stock right here, and I do think 2643 is incoming. And above there, we're talking 2973. I do think a big base breakout might be in play here off of this news. All right, so that's INTC. But guys, we saw 1.1 mil, 1.2 mil come into 822C over here. A little lower than where we are right now, but we did have a pretty little setup going here into end of day there. But I really like the daily chart. Okay, the daily chart over here, you have the daily candle bouncing off the 21 EMA today. This is the break and retest, second day in a row off 109.06. You got to close above it today. That's a good sign. If we get back above 113.44, I think you might just push up to 117.70, and we still haven't gone 120, you know, plus here. So I think that's coming here, 120, 125. Over here on Hood. Okay, but yeah, some guy thinks he's going to be making a move in the short term, and I got to check to see if he closed them out into end of day. I don't think he did. He didn't catch that much of a move, but yeah, you know, he could have. But yeah, 822, 1.1 mil, I think it was, above the ask came into these things. I forgot what strike. I think it was 113, 115. Not sure, but either way. That is a thing over here. Hood is probably going to be, you know, continuing here in the short term if I had to take a guess. And yeah, I'm going to hold through it. So yeah, and guys, it is always, you know, it's useful when you see a setup, you're in a setup, or you're thinking about taking it, and then boom, you know, you see a whale come along, try and sweep for a large amount above the ask. He's willing to pay a premium for it. He's willing to just throw away 50 to 100 grand on the trade just to get into the trade because he's buying above the ask. Like, you know, these things, they're good things to see. Okay, and that's what you got over there on Hood on a shorter dated call. So that's good over there. APP, guys, dips are your best friend. You're returning now, breaking retest off 428.99. That's where you broke out from. We caught two bangers over here on it. I hope you guys were taking profits. But yeah, you know, that was on 919 calls. Straight up, technically it was 3. I just didn't hold the earnings lotto we had that I wasn't really treating like a lotto, but I only held one into it. It would have came back full swing there if I just held to the high, and then it still would have won 100. But regardless, we pulled two near 100 to 200 percenters out of this guy over here on the 919 expiration, and I do think it's almost time here to start dipping our toes back into this thing. We'll see how this thing is moving. It's got a break and retest. I think it might base out here for a few sessions, and I'm probably going to be taking a re-entry on these. I personally, I think dips are going to continue being bought up here. And yeah, you know, you see a red week. We might go a little bit lower the next week. So I do think there's a better entry if they don't save this weekly candle by tomorrow and really pump this back up 2 highs. But at the same time, yeah, I think the dip next week is going to be short-lived, and I'm going to be buying it. So it's one to keep on your radar over here. We don't want to lose 400. That's the 21 EMA here on the daily time frame. As long as it's above there, dips are buying opportunities. You could consolidate a little bit more, and that's what I'm thinking over here. APP, Marvel. All right, still looking good, guys. Still looking like it wants to be having this bigger move above 81.12. We're talking 85.76, then 92.88 again. A lot of bullish flow came in on Marvel over the past few sessions, so there's that. And also INTC, guys. Right before that, you know, I shared it with the Discord. 1121, guys. Someone always freaking knows about this, and that's the glorious part about just paying attention to flow. I really would. No financial advice, but I'll give you some market advice that doesn't have to do with your finances because it's just watching flow. Guess what? You should get good at watching flow, or reading flow, I should say. Okay. If you can watch the tape throughout the day, you're going to see a lot of freaking opportunities throughout the day. I already am watching all of these tickers, but, you know, again, if you see a setup and you're watching a setup or you're in a trade or something, you know, it's just confluence to go along with it. And you just know what these whales are doing with their money, okay? And if you're already thinking about something and then the whale starts thinking about something in an aggressive manner, then guess what? All right? it's probably it's more confluence there. Okay, that's how I see it. But yeah, you know, I really would advise getting good at reading flow. It is definitely going to be a big tool there for reading the markets, in my personal opinion. If you know you have my specific style, if you're just trading SPY and QQQ or just one specific ticker, no, you don't have to pay attention to everything on flow. But you know, my style, I continuously wait for, you know, swing trade setups to set up for me. I have a bunch of tickers that I'm paying attention to. You know, if you're not into the channel, you know, we do cycle out, you know, on and off these tickers that we talk about right now. Guess what? We've been trading them for years. We've been calling out for years on these, you know, obviously there's some of these hype stocks here that are newer, and that's why we're paying attention to them. They got the newer setups. They haven't ran before. But, you know, well, most of these we've been talking about on this channel for years, and, you know, most of them, they will just take turns setting up every 1 to 2 weeks, we're going to call it. And it's your job as a trader, at least with my style, to just, you know, figure out what is moving at what times. And right now, I'm telling you, Amazon is moving. INTC, I think it might be starting a big boy move here. But yeah, 11/21, I think it was, I don't remember what expiration, actually. Let's go over here. Let's go over here. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, yeah, so those came in the other day. That's why I took my lotto. You know, again, you can just pay attention to flow, and you're going to see a lot of opportunities, okay? But you come over here to 11, 21, 25, and 30C. Guys, 30C, that's about $1 million into those. That is way out the money. I think it's going to hit. That's INTC. Hood, going up. APP, going up. Marvel, going up. TEM, guess what? It's going up. I told you guys, FOMO, get rid of it. Get rid of it. You don't need it. It's not your friend. It's your enemy. It's your foe. But it's something that it's, you know, it's a love-hate relationship, because it's always going to be there, and it's going to keep you on your toes, eh? But yeah, real talk, guys. We talked about it yesterday. Dips are buying opportunities. We know how this ticker trades. You're going to get plenty of dip buy opportunities on this name during the trending moves. Today was no different, okay? Big gap down this morning. Big 12% move intraday. Take this ticker to the bank. I'm serious. Over the coming weeks, we're looking for this larger trending move to start up, and dips are going to remain buying opportunities. And this is a ticker that you can focus on here. You're probably going to have a really good time, because you're just not breaking out from this. Well, you're trying to. Out of this base, this 3-month base, okay? And it's bullishly consolidating above the 21 EMA the whole entire time. And you have a double bottom with the neckline being right here at 74.83, okay? That's TEM. PEP, guys. Saw a dip, bought the dip, and guess what? All right, the thing might be heading back up tomorrow. I don't know, guys. If we see some consolidation over here, that's what I personally would love to see. And then, yeah, that would be picture perfect before that move up to 155. But yeah, above 149.71, we're talking 151.67, 155.83, 158.03. PEP, it's trending. It's going to pull back at some point. Okay, expect that pullback to be bought. Expect these consolidations to continue getting bought up to the highs, guys. Okay, so that is that. That is what I have for you guys today. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. And again, guys, you know, I point out in these videos what's moving the markets. You don't have to have a tough time in the market. Just, you know, I know there's a lot of stuff on social media that's, you know, all these hype stocks. You don't have to do that, okay? You can honestly just pay attention to Magnificent 7 stocks and have a good time, okay? But I will point out the setups every single day here in these videos, and you will have what you need to have a good time. If you want to just come trade these things with me, full intention of killing it consistently every single week. And yeah, you can join me. I'm live in the Discord every single day, and that link is down below. But other than that, guys, please just remember to leave a like. I will see you over on Twitter for tonight's post there, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace.